Hey everybody, so just wanted to talk to you about taking a break. Lacey and I, for a lot of our life now, have made the decision that we would take one day of rest and just make that day a day where we didn't do anything at all, where we just stopped our daily routine and rested. So, um, for everybody, I know a lot of religions have kind of like a one day of rest, and we definitely fall in that category of one day that on Saturdays we just don't do anything. We stop from working, we stop farm work, we do the chores, we make sure the animals are taken care of, because the animals don't get any other way to eat, right? They can't cook for themselves or anything, so we make sure that they're taken care of. And but that's it on the farm. Things like pulling weeds or mowing or anything like that we don't do. And it's been it's been a learning process. It's been kind of a discipline of learning how to stop doing those things. But ultimately, when you work a lot, you need a balance. You need to have one day where you can recharge spiritually and physically and just relax. And so I just kind of wanted to make this video, kind of give you some ideas on different ways that you can kind of start implementing this in your life. So it's a little bit challenging at first, I know. And there's days where I'm like, man, I just really need to do this one thing or this other thing, and I'd be good. And I don't do them, and as a result, it's still there the next day. If it's something major, we do it. And I do want to put that little side note there that sometimes there are things that you just absolutely have to do, and make the exception, but just try not to make an exception too often, right? Then it just becomes part of the habit. So one of the things that you can do, just if you want to get started with a day of rest, is pick a day. Um, Generally, Saturdays or Sundays for most people is the best day to rest, because those are the 2 days that you don't have to go to work, right? Unless you're fortunate enough to not have to worry about going into work, and then you can pick any day of the week. But pick a day, and for that whole day, don't do any kind of work. And what I mean is, even things that you say, hey, this is fun, this is something I like. If it's work, you know, um, and if it's actually work, don't do it. So, like I said before, pulling weeds, we don't pull weeds, we don't harvest the garden, or fruits and berries and all that kind of thing. We don't harvest those on our rest day. um, we don't mow. Even though mowing to me is kind of relaxing, I kind of enjoy it. It comes along with a lot of other things that are work related. You mow over something, or you got to repair the mower, and it just becomes a whole day of working on the mower. And so you don't mow. I'm thinking in the farmstead world, but the other thing that we don't do is we don't buy anything and we don't sell anything on our rest day. So by doing that, you're not. One thing is, like, with Americans, it's good to take a day from consuming, right? A lot of people in the world are consuming nonstop, and myself included. Anytime I think I need something, I just pull up the Amazon app, and boom, it's here, right? But take a day and don't do that. And that's what we do is, on our rest day, we don't buy anything. In fact, that kind of brings me into my next point, and that's we actually turn our phones off on our rest day. So something else to challenge you with, and this is a big one, I know, but turn your phone off. Turn your phone off for the day. Put it in a drawer so you don't even see it, and take a break from it. And that gives you like a lot of breaks. That disconnects you from um, people that might be calling to sell you something, people that might need your services, people that want to buy something from you. All of that you get a break from. And if you remember back with me, before we had cell phones, before we had 24/7 access to ourselves, um, it was acceptable to go a day before you returned a phone call. Remember when you had to like check the answering machine, and maybe you didn't check the answering machine every day, right? That kind of thing. It's okay. So for one day, nothing horrible is going to happen. If you are like the main caregiver of somebody, I understand, maybe you keep your phone on, like that silent mode or something, and just every once in a while check it. But, come up with a system of some way to make sure that you're just not using your phone. Um, and along with that goes social media. So take a break from social media. If you're a consumer or a producer of social media, it's good to take a day off of that. And that's another big thing we do, and what probably the main reason actually that we get rid of our phones on our rest day is that it keeps us from even messing with social media, because the world of social media is huge, with what happens and what's going on. And before you know, you see someone that needs your services, or there's something on there that you need to buy, or it just puts you in a bad frame of mind, and you don't want any of that on your rest day. So that's the another tip. And then the tip is just get in touch with yourself spiritually. It doesn't have to be religious if you're not a religious person, but take some time to dwell on your mental well-being. Look into, if you are a religious person, look into some scriptures, or read some scriptures on your rest day. Kind of contemplate on those things, and just make it a day of physical rest and spiritual rest, and just kind of rebooting both of those together. And then lastly, I'd say make it family time. So a rule for us is that we try not to separate our family at all on our rest day. So and by family I mean like our immediate family, us and the kids, right? For our rest day, we do everything together on that day. So we have a little bit of a challenge now because our oldest, she's in ballet and she leaves on our rest day for a few hours. So we're working as a family to figure out, the best solution for us on that. But it's a challenge, and with everything that goes on. But ultimately, having that time to spend as a family undistracted, get to know each other, talk to each other, phones down and away, electronics gone. It For us it helps, kind of create a better family environment, and have that one day where we can talk to each other and not be distracted by anything else that's going on. So that's it. I just wanted to, kind of share that with you, give you some tips. Post any ideas in the comments if you do that, if you'd be willing to try that. I'd love to hear more about it. But yeah, have a great day.